Glenn Parker High Vibration Foundation. There's an idea that I wanted to share. It's something that has really, yesterday evening, that really has raised its head, that has been an idea that I've seen interweaved through all the things that I have been reading, different ideas, different theologies, different philosophies, religions, all these different things, ideas, even Buddhism and Hinduism, the seer and the seen are one, that you are the dreamer in your dream. Hello. So I watched this excerpt from Bashar on Bashar Communications channel called The Awakening Highlights, and I'll include it in the video so that you can take a look at it. And Bashar discusses his civilization, and at their moment in history where they started to realize that it was a dream, and that they were the dreamers in their own dream, and that they were dreaming everyone, and everyone was dreaming everybody else, and they were the only dreamer in their dream, and it was all by agreement. So they were remembering their oversoul connection in the beginning stages of that. And when I was listening to that, and I've done other videos on that idea, on that topic specifically, however, this one was like, whoa, the feeling of unconditional love, that love and light that comes through in that one moment, realizing that there is only one moment and that I'm dreaming that one moment, and that space and time, you need more of it, the more goals and things that you set aside. Now, you can have things that you want to do, but it's really nailing that it has to be done a certain way, or that it needs to happen, that creates more time. And when things don't happen, it didn't happen, or it should have happened this way, or you spin off in a parallel reality path that makes other negative synchronistic things happen. So when he was explaining this, a lot of things were kind of correlating in my own mind, and it was this deep connection that I feel with First Contact personally, that this new idea of after the 1,000 years, this new type of spirit being that he talks about, and that sent it into another level of, I don't think it was that video, it was a different video, because I watched several of them. It kicked it up to a whole new notch of unconditional love, and that feeling of the one moment. So it even bleeds through now. The inspiration to make this video at this particular juncture in time was because of all of that. And when I was sick, getting back to that, I actually went to, I had talked to, so 2008 September, 2005 September, I ended up just setting an intention after seeing all this stuff and hearing about law of attraction and Abraham-Hicks and all these different things that were out, and superposition and collapse of the waveform, that nothing existed until you actually literally perceived it. Until you perceive it, it isn't physical, or it's from infinite potential to that particular parallel reality, which we didn't know at the time, but was alluding to that particular type of idea. So I started meditating like 10-15 minutes a day, that I'd be healthier, that I'd be better. And earlier that next year, an old friend who's a dentist popped up out of the blue, and I had talked to him. Originally was a client from years and years, decades back, and he heard that I had enough, and I wasn't. He could hear it translated in what I was saying. None of this is fun, and the only reason I was keeping myself going was to help my mom, which wasn't feeling well at the time. So a lot of synchronicity there between the two of us, some agreements there. So he recommended a naturopath, and I went and saw him, and I got some supplements that started feeling better. There's a whole video on that all by itself. And I'm like, wow, I'm doing a little better. My head was clearing up just a little bit, because doctor sent me home and said, the game is over, and here's your pills, and do what you can for as long as you can, because there's really nothing we can do for you. Half of the stuff we don't know what's going on. The other half is, we can't operate, can't do anything about it. There's really nothing that can be done. So I was starting to realize then that I had something to do with what happened because up until then, you know, it was more of a negative synchronistic path, and then it started to branch off into more of a positive synchronistic path. So I just wanted to share that. I think that's important to keep in mind, that we do put a lot of preconditions on ourselves, and that all those things that come as challenges are put there by us, and they're all gifts. There was one of the Bashar videos, he said that you are a gift, and that all the things that are handed to you by you and others who have made agreements, and if you see them all as gifts, then you'll be spending the rest of your life unwrapping presents. Kind of like that. Well, actually, I really like that, and that really does resonate with me as well. So all of that, thank you, Bashar, and all the Essassani, and all of the different types of channels, and Darryl, Anka, and everybody who does take their time to do these things, and go out of the way, and, you know, go out on sometimes on a limb professionally to do these types of things. You know, not everybody likes this type of stuff, so, you know, it is what it is. So personal thanks to them as well. I think that's everything I wanted to share, is just trying to get something and convey that idea that there is only the one moment, which is what I say over and over again. So there it is. There is only one moment. You are the dreamer in your dream. Recognize that it is a dream. Let go of expectation. Know that you are forever. There is no such thing as time. You're making it as an experience, as a video game. This is the Earth video game, and once you realize that you're in a video game and that you have control over what you program, you can use the best program of all is to use the mind and guide it into the series of preferential parallel realities of your preference. And that is just as simple as that, as letting go. And some ego negotiation in there. There's tons of places, different people that have great ego negotiation, because the ego wants to protect you. It's like, what one moment, what's going on, that I'm not in charge anymore, that space and time, well, I don't like that. It's like the ego is all about business. It's there to protect you. So again, ego negotiation is always critical for these types of things. And once it sees that things it can be supported by your excitement, the ego will go, hey, well, maybe we should do that. You know, sounds good. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you very much for watching. Love and light, and have a fantastic day.